started, I'm going to go ahead and share this out to a few of my groups so that everyone is aware that we are live. And feel free to go ahead and share this with your groups as well. While I do that, I just wanted to say I know I'm trying something new today. I I have decided that I am not going to come out of this coronavirus situation, this season in our time. I'm not coming out of this 20 pounds heavier. So in order to not come out 20 pounds heavier, I have made the decision to exercise and work out. And really, I'm doing the size program with Sean T. So he and I and the girls are dancing. But what I realized while I'm sharing this, y'all, thank you for just hanging in there with me. But what I realized is every day when I work out, my hair swells even bigger. So in order to keep myself from resisting going live and not showing up for you because I haven't had time with homeschooling and everything to make sure that my wig is tight, I just decided, let me try something different. Let me see how these wraps work. Let me just, put my hair in a protective style and use a scarf and just, rock it out and see how it works. So that's what I'm doing. Just a second. Oh goodness, I don't want to share to a group. I just want to share to my page. How do I do that? All right, y'all, thank you for being patient. Today I'm going to talk about getting your head out of the sand. So it is going to be a really good talk today. And I'm excited because, I found a video last night after our talk, and there it is. And what I realized, darn it, it's not going to let me share it. Shoot. Okay, well, goodness, what can I do? Oh gosh, y'all forgive me. Let me see. It's not letting me share to my personal page. Oh well, I think I know what I can try. Okay, so anyway, thank you for being patient with me. So what I realized is, let me make myself, there we go. There, copy and paste it. I appreciate y'all's patience. So I shared a video yesterday that had a lot of wisdom in it, a lot of insight that kind of gave rise to everything that's been going on with everything that's going on in the world right now. And it was kind of shocking to me how the gentleman that did the video, he pulled everything together in such a way that it captured all the components that were a part of prophecy that I remember my mom telling me way back in the 70s. And it explained a lot of what's been going on and what the truth is behind coronavirus and how its connection to other things are impacting everything. And so I shared it out with a few people, and as I shared it, some of them could not embrace the message. They just really had a hard time with recognizing it. And so I wanted to talk about that today because it's real easy for us to I got it. Let me add it to my nope. There we go. It's real easy for us to put our head in the sand and just kind of tune out and numb out and just decide we're not going to watch the news and not be a part of all of this and just totally disconnect. And I fully and completely get it. It's a lot. It's a lot to embrace. It's a lot to take on energetically. It's a roller coaster. You're feeling compassion for people, but at the same time, it's scary. You got to think about your family and all of this stuff is going on. But at the same time, we have to be reminded that we are not powerless. And it's hard to remember that in the midst of it. And so I want us to recognize that there's a functionality inside our brains that will have us to be deceived. And so I wanted to talk about overcoming the ability to be deceived and recognizing that cognitive dissonance is real. And what is cognitive dissonance? Cognitive dissonance is when you see something and you recognize what it is, but you allow yourself to be convinced that that's not what you see. And I know we've all experienced that. I've had a lot of girlfriends tell me, he said it wasn't him. He said it wasn't him. Well, it was probably him. And y'all all know what I mean by that. But the truth is that we have the capacity to be to lean into where we want to believe. We want to believe that it's not as bad as it looks. We want to believe that everything is gonna work out, and we're gonna be able to return to life as it was. We want to believe that all that we're seeing unfold is not real. But the truth is that it is, and we have to take our head out of the sand. We have to acknowledge it, and we have to really rise into our power to change it, because that's why we were born in this generation. We were born in this particular time for such a time as this. We were equipped with the ability to overcome all of this. And it's only happening because we've got our heads in the sand, because we're not rising into our power, because we've been manipulated by religion, and we haven't really embraced and understood what we really have on the inside of us. And so today I wanted to talk a little bit about praying for revelation. You know, the other day I shared with you all that I read this book. It's called Prayers That Rout Demons, and it's called Prayers for Defeating Demons and Overthrowing the Power of Darkness. And really, what we're dealing with every day and what we're seeing on the news is the power of darkness rising onto its throne. And we've got the power to dethrone it. We've got the power to overtake everything that we see that doesn't look like God, it doesn't look like love, it doesn't look like light. We have the power to overcome it and change it, but we can't do it if we are ill-equipped. And what I recognize is that, you know, as Christians, we have been it's by design, honestly, not by God's design, but man's design. Back in 320 AD, when Constantine decided to canonize the Holy Bible, and he decided what was going to stay in the Bible and what would come out, and they intended for us to be disempowered. They intended for us to be submitted to the emperor, so we would continue to pay the emperor taxes, and we would submit, and we wouldn't rise into our power back in those days. Well, the way we were taught the Word of God, even now, it still has that disempowering undertone. It has so many ways and little nuances that have us not knowing how powerful we are. And so, hey, Gigi, thank you. That's right, girl. Say that. She said, stomp on the devil's head. So, because of the way we were taught the word, we were intentionally taught a weaker version, a watered down version of it. And so I wanted to show up to be able to open the door to a conversation about our power and about really knocking down that religious crap that's kept us bound. Honestly, it's the word religion is. The original word is religier, and I can't remember what language it's from, but the word religion means return to bondage. And it doesn't mean that God doesn't exist. It doesn't mean that God is not powerful and that God doesn't exist inside religion, but the way that we've been trained around it is bondage. And so I want us to break the binds that we've been stuck with and be able to really rise into our power. So let me just move on. Let's see. Right now, because of what we're dealing with, we cannot cast away our confidence. We have to remember that even though it looks crazy out there, even though we see the statistics, we see the pain, we see what's going on in the world, we recognize that God is still God. And every single one of those promises that God made to us, the promises of healing, full and complete restoration, that's still a promise. He's still God. The promise of prosperity, regardless of how many people get laid off, regardless of how many people file for unemployment, regardless of what the dollar does, he's still God, and he still promised that he would teach us how to prosper. He would lead us in the path that we should go, that he would never see the righteous forsaken or his seed begging bread. There are a lot of things that God has promised us. He promised us a sound mind. We don't have to be overcome by fear and worry in this case. Hey, Rhonda. Yep, Queenie, a watered down version is that's right. God is still on the throne. He is. And what we've got to realize is that when we were created, we were made in his image. We were made in his likeness. And I said this on the first broadcast that Jesus, was the firstborn of many brethren. He is the King of kings and Lord of lords. But we are the brethren that he was the firstborn of. We are the kings and lords that he was king and lord over. And we were the ones that he said that we would do greater works than he ever did. And so without an understanding of the true essence of who we are and how to appropriate our power, we end up being blessed and highly favored and broke, and blessed and highly favored and sick, and blessed and highly favored and angry, and blessed and highly favored and bitter, and all of the stuff that goes along with being in bondage, but yet we're holding that Christian flag saying that we are blessed. Well, that's not necessarily walking in the blessing. It's not. You better preach. His promises are yes and amen. I firmly believe everything is going down in this world, but the word of God, say that the word will always stand. No Buffett believing for me. You better say that, girl. All right, Gigi, I'm here with you. So because of that, it's time for us to rise. It's time for us to rise into our God-likeness. It's time for us to use our power. I spoke the other day about angels and how we were taught that angels were that we were made a little lower than the angels. Well, the truth is that the way we were taught it was that the hierarchy was God, then the angels, then man. But the truth, if you really read the scriptures and understand the language and translations and what it really means, it is that God was created, and then man was created like God, and then angels were created to be ministering spirits, to hearken to the voice of the word. And what that word hearken means, I know I'm repeating myself, but if you haven't seen the previous videos, I need you to understand where we're going. So just bear with me. The word hearken means that those angels are waiting and wait to hear what we're saying when we say what God says. And as soon as we say what God says, they're going to go and do it. And so we have the power to give charge to these angels, these ministering spirits that are waiting to do things in the supernatural, in the unseen realms that we can't recognize. Well, the video that I saw the other day, yesterday, it was so powerful. And if you want me to share it with you, leave me a note and I'll share it with you. Be sure you friend me on Facebook and I'll share it with you. I'm not posting it for a lot of reasons. But anyway, in the video, he talked about this being an energetic attack. It's a vibrational, unseen attack that we're dealing with coronavirus and what created it. And so because we have to recognize that we are not just physical beings, we are spirits that this body lives inside of. We are not, that's a whole nother conversation. Anyway, I'll talk about that tomorrow. But the point is that this is not a physical battle. It's a spiritual one. It's an energetic one. It's a vibrational one. And because of that, we've got to employ every single bit of our arsenal. Okay, so who says that? Asfia, hey girl, bless. How you doing, girl? Good to see you. So as a result of that, we've got to learn how to put the word of God on our mouths. And so what I've been doing these past 3 days is I've been reading from the book that I shared with you, Prayers That Rout Demons. And today we're going to read from Prayers for Revelation. And as I read these, I want you to speak it right after me. I'm confessing it myself because I need it on my mouth, but I want you to join me in this confession so that we together can rise into our power. What I know for sure is that churches are not coming together like they were. People are watching online, but it's not the same. You're not creating that atmosphere of power, that atmosphere that moves mountains. And so together we have got to get this word on our mouths. And so this is why I'm doing this. Excuse me. Before we go, we are energy. That's right, girl. Girl, 5G. Let's talk. That's right. I'm praying boldly, girl. So that's the truth. Don't even fall for that 5G. That's what's causing the problems. But anyway, so God is still bigger. God is still bigger, and we are God's. It says in Psalms 82:6, I believe, or 86:2, one of them, that we are God's. And Jesus also confessed the very same thing, that we are God's, made in the image and likeness of the Almighty God. So let's be God's and let's rise into our power. So before we start, I always want to remind you to do some diaphragmatic breathing. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. And as we do, when you breathe in, I want you to push your stomach out, kind of like a baby does when a baby's breathing. So take a deep breath in and push your stomach out. And as you exhale, pull your stomach in. Take another breath in, push your stomach out. Let it out and pull your stomach in. I know it feels weird, but there's a reason for it. Push your stomach out and pull your stomach back in. All right, let's begin. Prayers for revelation. Repeat after me. You are a God that reveals secrets. Your turn. Lord, reveal your secrets unto me. Reveal to me the secret and deep things. Let me understand things kept secret from the foundations of the world. Let the seals be broken from your word. Let me understand and have revelation of your will and purpose for my life. Give me the spirit of wisdom and revelation, and let the eyes of my understanding be enlightened. Let me understand heavenly things. Open my eyes to behold wondrous things out of your word. Let me know and understand the mysteries of the kingdom. Let me speak to others by revelation. Reveal your secrets to your servants and prophets. Let the hidden things be made manifest. Hide your truths from the wise and prudent, and reveal them to the babes. Let your arm be revealed in my life. Reveal the things that belong to me. Let your word be revealed unto me. Let your glory be revealed in my life. Let your righteousness be revealed in my life. Let me receive visions and revelations of the Lord. Let me receive an abundance of revelations. Let me be a good steward of your revelations. Let me speak the mystery of Christ. Let me receive and understand your hidden wisdom. Hide not your commandments from me. Let me speak the wisdom of God in a mystery. Let me make known the mystery of the gospel. Make known unto me the mystery of your will. Open your dark sayings upon the harp. Let me understand your parables, the words of the wise and their dark sayings. Lord, lighten my candle and enlighten my darkness. Make darkness light before me. Let's say that one again. Make darkness light before me. Give me the treasures of darkness and hidden riches in secret places. Let your candle shine upon my head. My spirit is the candle of the Lord, searching all the inward parts of the belly. Let me understand the deep things of God. Let me understand your deep thoughts. Let my eyes be enlightened with your word. My eyes are blessed to see. Let all spiritual cataracts and scales be removed from my eyes. Let me comprehend with all saints what is the breadth and length and depth and height of your love. Let my reins instruct me in the night season, and let me awaken with revelation. I love this book. I love this book because what he's done is he's categorized the scriptures, and each day, as I'm reading these, let me see if I can find the page again. As I'm reading these, each of the scriptures have the scripture references up there as well. So I will have to find a way to, I'll have to post these for you guys so you can see them. Amen, Rhonda. Amen, Jack. Hey, Jack. It's good to see you, love. Amen, Gigi. And Asphia. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm so excited. Did I miss anyone? Yeah, so I love this because the way that he has categorized all of these scriptures, it compounds it, and we know that he's given us the wisdom and the revelation, and he will continue to open our eyes, and that ever-present voice of wisdom, it continues, and we just have to clear out everything that's on the inside of us that's preventing us from being able to hear it, because it's flowing. And so that means that in these days, we have got to detoxify our bodies. We have got to allow ourselves to do whatever we can to raise our vibration. We are energy. Yes, who is it that said that? Gigi. Yes, I agree with you. We are energy, and we've got to allow ourselves to rise in our vibration. We have to lean towards the things that make us feel good, that make us smile, that make us laugh, because all of those things are high vibration activities, and it keeps us from being susceptible to those low vibrational, fear-based, the basest part of our humanity. And so we've got to lean into this. So I'm grateful that you guys took a moment to enjoy these scriptures with me today. I'll be back tomorrow with the next section of them. Let's see, we did prayers for revelation today. Tomorrow we're going to do prayers concerning the heavens. So just so you know, for those of you who weren't on the previous broadcasts, we're reading the book, and section 1 is called Plugging into the Power Source, and we are on day 3. The next section, and Plugging into the Power Source, has like 12 sections, and then after that, part 2 is Preparing to Engage the Enemy, and then part 3 is Confronting the Enemy's Tactics. Part 4 is Destroying the Enemy's Forces, and part 5 is Experiencing Deliverance and Release. And so each of these sections have like 12 or so prayers. And tomorrow, again, we're going to be praying concerning the heavens. This is another way we'll plug into our power source. So I'm thrilled that you guys have joined me. I'm excited. I've been trying to do this a little earlier, but Lord knows I am praying for revelation on how to homeschool these girls. But that's another broadcast. Anyway, I love you guys for joining me. I'll talk to you soon. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. In the meantime, I will also put a link for the book in the description, and I will give you a link to the YouTube video. There's a few of them actually, where you can listen to the author read the book in its entirety, and I highly recommend it. I highly recommend you just play it in your atmosphere throughout the day. Since you're at home, just have it playing. Even when you're cooking in the kitchen, you're going to start hearing these scriptures, and you need to speak them. Even if you're talking over him, just allow those words to come out of your mouth. It will empower you and strengthen you in ways that you cannot imagine. So again, I'm grateful that you joined me. You guys have a great night. Love, love, love you. Please share the video. I'll share the video with you, Gigi. If I don't know if we're friends or not, make sure that you friend me on Facebook, and I'm happy to share the video and a message. And if any of you also want to see the video that I received, that just kind of was like, whoa, it's going down, and we better get busy rising. So I'm happy to share it with you. All right, love you guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.